The great white shark is one of the most well-known and feared predators of the seas. Its reputation as a man-eater has been greatly exaggerated by the media, such as in Discovery Channel's Shark Week. The 1975 blockbuster hit Jaws sparked a want of knowledge about these amazing animals. Although the film spread fear in people, seeing as it was depicted as a ferocious man-eater, this was only a movie. In reality, humans are not the preferred prey of the great white shark. Although the species is responsible for an average of 2 to 3 non-fatal attacks on swimmers each year, its role as a menace is exaggerated. More people are killed each year in the U.S. by dogs than have been killed by white sharks. The media has gone too far in some respects, with exaggerated dramatizations and little actual biology. Instead of making people more afraid of an ecologically important species, these large television productions should be teaching people about why the great white shark is not the ferocious beast it is often portrayed as. The white shark has a powerful torpedo-shaped body supported by a cartilaginous skeleton. They are gray or bronze on the top of the body and white underneath with a distinct color break line, which is where the shark gets its name. They are usually solitary or occur in pairs, but are sometimes known to aggregate in small groups of 10 or more, especially around a carcass. The average size encountered ranges from 12 to 16 feet. The maximum length known is 20 feet, which is about a 2,730-pound fish. They swim in a stiff tuna-like fashion, unlike the whole-bodied swimming stroke of most sharks. The earliest known fossils of the great white shark are 16 million years old. The old hypothesis is that they share a common ancestor with the prehistoric shark, such as the megalodon, based on its large size. However, a newer hypothesis proposes that they are more closely related to an ancient mako shark. Female great whites are ovoviviparous. The pups hatch from eggs which are retained within the mother's body, where she then gives live birth to her young. Great white sharks are exceptionally slow-growing, late-maturing, and long-lived, with a small litter size and low reproductive capacity. Females do not reproduce until they reach about 16 feet in length, and have a litter size of only 2 to 10 pups. Even after birth, there is no maternal care, and despite their large size, survival of the young is quite low. Naturally, having these slow and late life processes is hard on the species' survival, which is why external factors such as fishing makes it slow for them to recover from depleted numbers. Great white sharks are relatively rare compared to other sharks, but their rate of being caught by humans is alarming for that same reason. Great whites are at the top of the marine food chain, being very skilled predators. They begin life by feeding on fish, rays, and other sharks, and as they grow, switch to bigger prey such as sea turtles and marine mammals, as well as scavenging on large animal carcasses. With an acute sense of smell, sound location, and electroception, weak and injured prey can be detected from a great distance. Great white sensory organs are so sensitive that they can detect variations of a half of a billionth of a volt. At close range, this allows the shark to locate even immobile animals by detecting their heartbeat. Being stiff but efficient swimmers, they have a quick turn of speed and will attack quickly before backing off while the prey becomes weakened. Using their dark dorsal colors to help them blend in while cruising on the sea bottom, they watch for unsuspecting prey such as seals on the surface above. When they are ready to attack, they accelerate straight above to the surface and ram into their prey, simultaneously stunning it and taking a large bite. Then, they return to feed on the rest. Another factor that makes it such an agile hunter is that it has adapted to maintain a body temperature warmer than the surrounding water. The great white shark is one of only a few sharks that commonly lifts its head above the sea surface to gaze at other objects such as prey. This behavior is known as spy hopping. Perhaps the most widely distributed shark, the great white is found throughout the world's oceans in mostly temperate but sometimes tropical waters. They tend to live in the upper part of the water column and dwell in nearshore waters. This shark commonly patrols small coastal islands inhabited by seals, sea lions, and walruses. They also like to gravitate towards offshore reefs, banks, and areas where deep water lies close to shore. Under various names such as man-eater and white death, the great white shark has long been a focus for negative media attention. As a consequence of this typically exaggerated threat to human safety, this species is targeted for sport fishing and commercial trophy hunting for jaws, teeth, and sometimes even entire specimens. All of these activities have greatly increased since the Jaws phenomenon in the mid-70s, not only to the detriment of the great white shark, but also in encouraging targeting of other less high-profile species. Nowhere on the planet is the great white shark abundant enough to sustain long-term directed fisheries, with annual captures being made worldwide. This shark is very curious, and most quote-unquote attacks appear to be motivated by curiosity rather than a desire to feed. Humans are not their preferred prey, and they are far more threatened by us than we are of them. They are vulnerable to capture trauma and may be killed or has limited survivorship after capture. They are very curious and willingly approach boats, scavenge fishermen's nets and long lines, and devour hooked fish taken from rod and line or harpoons. This vulnerability often results in either their own accidental entrapment or deliberate killing by fishermen. Habitat degradation such as development, pollution, and overfishing also threaten the species and largely exclude it from areas where it was historically more abundant. Trophies such as jaws, fins, or teeth are of high value in trade, but as with elephant tusks or rhino horns, the value of great white shark products encourage poaching and the disregard of protective laws. This shark is currently protected in some waters around the globe, but loopholes and inadequate enforcement causes problems in conservation of the species and many others. A proposal in the year 2000 to list the great white shark in CITES to regulate or ban international trade failed, but other actions have taken place. A CITES listing might help slow down trade, but would not eliminate criminal trade. To counter its notoriety and market value, a consistent and realistic portrayal of the great white shark is needed by the entertainment industry. Aside from all of this, the recent boom of interest in shark dives and ecotourism provides an important method in education. Knowledge is power, and with effective legislation and the proper education, the tourist trade may well be a vital method of saving the species, despite the complex issues involved.